Friends, in a world marked by division and conflict, the wisdom of the Torah has the power to serve as a guiding light in this dark hour. The devastating and homicidal terror attacks in Israel have shaken the very foundations of the Jewish community worldwide. The refrain of never again has been fatally edited. The word never has been slashed and deleted. And now the Jews pay by the word, but we are paying with our blood. We look into each other's faces for answers and comfort, only to find reflections of our own anguish and grief and fear. But now, however regretful of the reasons, we are looking at each other as a family again, as a fellow Jew, and not turning cold shoulders because you're religious and you're secular, because you're right and you're left. We're not demonizing the other. A nation that was becoming dangerously divided has united again in common purpose. And in that unity, we are already beginning to see the light. Israel, the Jewish people, and the Torah are one. And if we disqualify any of those pieces, the entirety is fractured and vulnerable. We are starting the Torah reading again this week, and the opening chapter of Genesis recounts the creation of our world in 6 days, a world which evolved from disorder to order, from darkness to light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided between the light and between the darkness. And it reminds us that even in pitch blackness, when chaos seems to prevail as it seems to right now, there is a divine plan at work, and it's a plan that's aiming for the light, wanting the light, preserving the light for those who are worthy of it. But the work is no longer left for God to do. We have to play our parts. In this fractured, evil world, our primary mission is to fill it with light. And that light is found in the Torah. Jews, we are destined to be a light among the nations. Well, what exactly do we have that can light the way? Am I a flashlight? Is our DNA fluorescent? What we have is the Holy Torah. And the Torah is the torch for all of humanity. But too many of us have shoved the books on the shelf, the 5 books of Moses, because we're too cool, we're too modern for God, we're too busy, we're too ambitious, we're too muscular, we're too practical, we're too important, we're too rich, we're too gorgeous. But every time that we forget we are Jews while mistaking ourselves for whatever else, our enemies successfully remind us. In this week's Torah reading, God says, "Let us make man." Who is the us? We are the us. We are the partners in creating ourselves with God. My friends, last week, the world has changed forever. The future of humanity is being reset. What will emerge out of this chaos? What will we make out of man, out of ourselves? Because the world is now in a war between good and evil, between compassion and hatred, between light and darkness. And it is perhaps our last chance to get it right. And the truth is, we are a people who glow in the dark. When Moses came down from Mount Sinai, after receiving God's word, being saturated by the Torah, his face was illuminated with divine light. The Torah can change our DNA. Epigenetics has revealed that DNA is not static, but can undergo modifications and changes. And all of us can glow by keeping the mitzvot in the Torah. But if we ignore our duty as Jews, especially now, we will surely be submerged in spiritual darkness, in tunnels of darkness. We are being dragged underground by dark forces, but that is not where the light is. The light is in the Torah. All religions believe that we're reaching or living through messianic times. So now is the time to get it right. There may be no more second chances. Life will never go back to what it was last week. A new age is upon us. And we can't hide anymore in Netflix or Prime Video because the darkness is coming for all of us. And it's imperative to choose which army you are fighting for evil or good, for light or for darkness, because iron domes, tanks, missiles, wonderful to have, but they won't save us. The Lord is the master of war. The Lord is his name, and he is the general we have to count on. We have to attach ourselves to his light, the only light. You know, Victor Hugo wrote many years ago in the book Les Miserables, they confound the brilliance of the firmament with the star-shaped footprint of a duck in the mud. How many of us are looking at Klieg lights, fake lights, stupid lights, materialistic lights, bling, and all this stuff and mistaking it for the light of life? Take upon yourselves to do a mitzvah, the real brilliance, not the mud. Be proud to be a Jew. We've tried it our own stubborn way over and over again. And guess what? The result is the same every time. A new enemy emerges, and then we say, here we go again, Holocaust, pogroms, all these disasters and massacres. Well, Einstein said that repeating the same thing and expecting a different result is insanity. So it's time to stop being crazy. It's time to see the light, to be the light, to share the light, or we will find ourselves in a never-ending night. Because if we don't live by the word, we will die by the sword.